viewers, you're welcome to another fresh episode of the program Couples Perspective here on BATV. I am your presenter for today, Omar Blessing. Couples Perspective is a program where we invite other core members to share their ideas, to share their knowledge, and also to give us their advice. And today we will be talking about Freedom of Information Act. When we talk about Freedom of Information Act, what does it really mean? So today, to discuss this topic, is here with me today on the studio, Anastasia. Welcome, Mama.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Stephen Anastasia Chiamaka. I'm the president of the CDS Freedom of Information Act Vanguard.
Wow.
That's the full meaning in full. FOIAV, Freedom of Information Act Vanguard. But most times in abbreviation, we just call it FOI, Freedom of Information. Our motto is your right to know information is transparency.
Wow. Thank you very much, Mama. Thanks for joining us today on the show.
Thank you.
Okay, back to our topic, Freedom of Information Act. So when we talk about Freedom of Information Act, what do we really mean? Like, what is it all about? What does it imply?
Okay. As the name implies, freedom of information is just self-explanatory. But to buttress more, with a layman understanding, you already knows what we are talking about. Your right to know. So freedom of information is a platform or an art that helps people, citizens, you understand? Is not being limited to a particular set of gender, a particular set of citizen, irrespective of your class or level. So it gives us access to information. It gives you this right that you can access any information anywhere or wherever, as long as you go through the right channels. So freedom of information is here to make people know, to make the citizens of Nigeria know that I can have access to this particular information, even when it's not even from my field of study or what you do for a living. You see a situation whereby you as a lawyer or as a presenter, you have access to information that has to do with politics. You have access to information that has to do with legal. You understand? Even engineers. It's not your discipline, but with the initiation of this act, it gives you is a pathway for you to have access to information freely and very, very accessible.
Okay, thank you very much, Mama. So when did this freedom of information came into law?
It came into law in the year 2017.
2017?
Yes. 25th April, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 25th April. So you can, if you Google online, Freedom of Information Act, you understand? It was during then our ex-president, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. It was during his administration that this act came into power. You understand? So the act was looked upon just the same way they do Parks Bill. They saw the need for it to be into existence, and it came into power, and it became a working document that 2017 during his administration.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to know, what could be the reasons for this Freedom of Information Act? What are the reasons for this Freedom Act?
The reasons for this, or how we think, I believe that what that made them to bring this act into power is to make everyone to be versatile. Yes, that's the word. To be versatile in literally the different fields of study, the different professions. You understand? We pass through tertiary institutions that you are from this particular. I want to use tertiary institution as an example because we are all coppers, and we just left the tertiary institution not too long ago. So now you can't say because you are a mass communicator student, therefore you shouldn't know what is happening in librarianship. You understand? Good. Now I'm a librarian. I study library and information science.
Wow, I studied library and information science too.
That's nice. So you see, so that I study librarianship doesn't stop me from knowing about office technology management. I might not really be their student 100% per se, but I might have friends. You understand? Some of my peers might be from there. I might not be in the engineering department, but when I need to know, this art gives me access to know this particular information. It might not be all, but at least the basic needs. So most times you find yourself, you go for an interview, and some people do write text, like in the banking sector, for example, they give you text to write. Most times that text you're writing is not actually something that is 100% in line with your discipline. Good. So you see current affairs, you see some other things that is not even your field of study. How would you know if you don't have access to such information, or if you don't have a little iota of knowledge that this is what this particular profession is all about? So this art come into power for people to know that you can have access to information like this, even when it is not outrightly yours.
Okay.
Even information that has to do with security. Okay. You understand? You broadcast, you say be security conscious, life is precious, stuffs like that.
Yeah.
So if I don't actually know some basic things about security, then how will I protect myself?
No.
So I think that is it.
Wow. Okay, Mama. So is this Freedom of Information Act a legal document? Is it a legal document in the country? It is.
Yes.
So I mean, okay, if it is a legal document, that means it was signed by the president.
Definitely. I said it came into power. We got to know about it. Like they used to call us as a CDS group. Then some people still call us a baby CDS. yes, that's the word. They used to call us a baby CDS. Let's say because this is just 2024. Yeah. So if you backdate to 2017, it has not actually been long. Okay. You understand? So some of our predecessors or our seniors that have served years ago, if they ask you which CDS are you in, you say FOI. So what's your one is FOI again?
Okay, because they don't really know
yes.
FOI.
See,
I mean, even me, I didn't know anything like that. CDS.
You now hear
FOI.
FOI. They will say which one is FOI. You now start to explain. Now I make it a point of duty as a CDS president that fine. My members should know about this.
Yeah.
We just have some newcomer members join us. You know, when you leave the camp, you are being spread into different CDS. So the few that joined us, I make the art a compulsory something for everybody to have at least a basic understanding of it. We meet every Thursdays, right? Yeah. So in one of those Thursdays, in one of the Thursdays in the month, there is always time whereby we study the art. We might pick one of the topics in the art and decide to deliberate on it, talk about it. Because aside from coming to media houses like this to do sensitization, we go to schools. Okay. You understand? We go to what is it called? Most academic institutions to enlighten the people. Okay. We go to some agencies, like something like National Orientation Agency. You understand? Some agencies that would think that our art goes in line with what they do. Okay. So you see us, we go there also to most times either partner with them and liaise with them. So therefore, it has a legal backing. Okay. Because if it is not an art, it won't come to power and it won't be signed, and people wouldn't have been using it since the past, since 2017. That's over 7 years now, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. You understand? So it has that legal backing as long as you're following the right channel. I keep saying there is always procedure to everything. Yeah. Even if you want to have access to information, doesn't mean that you just walk into a military barrack or you walk into a legal firm and just insist that I need this particular information. There are procedures. We have steps to secure and acquire such informations. Okay, so what are these procedures to acquire information and maybe to make requests under the FOI? Yes, let's just like I said, everything have procedures here. Okay. And I've made instances of your availability to know a particular information even when they are not in line with what you do. Yeah. Good. So you want to have access to an information on security per se. Okay. You understand? And let me use maybe our security agencies like the police, for example. You're not a police personnel, neither are you a military personnel. There are procedures. In my profession, for example, librarianship. Now, you see... Librarianship. I always have to make reference to it very, 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 because we still say that we are the mothers of all professions. Yeah, baby, definitely. You can say that again. Definitely. So now you see yourself, you walk into a library, for example. Most what's the word? Most of these institutions have libraries. Okay. You understand? I know that the banking sector, they have. You understand? Same thing with the law, the law firm, though they call their own special libraries. So you can't just move in there and demand for something. You go through process. The same way you book for a reservation in a hotel, you meet the receptionist, puts you through. Now when you get to this particular establishment, first of all you introduce yourself. Okay. If you are going as a core member, you should go with what you should be identified with. your ID card, maybe your outfits, either your cap, something that will say that this person, yes, is a core member.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, hello, good afternoon. This is what I came for. I'm sorting information on something like this.
Okay.
You understand? Definitely they want to know the reason you apply. The person you meet to tell you, okay, fine, this is our website or this is our email address.
Okay.
Send in your application through this mail. This should be the heading. You understand? Then we'll consider, and in less than 7 days time, we'll give you a feedback on whether positive or negative for you to have access. It depends on the kind of information you are seeking. Now, I know that when you're working on a project, for example, and you go to the library to seek a particular information, the library will always tell you that you can only take 1/3 of it. There is a number of pages of that particular material that you are expected to reprograph. You are not expected to photocopy everything. So you focus on the places that you are looking for. So you that is going to seek a particular information, you can't just walk in and say, Mr. Lawyer, I need this. Are you working on criminal law? Are you working on whatever kind of law that, you need to be specific. Okay. So when you say this is what I'm looking for, you are told to apply. You understand? They have every agency or every organization have a link online. Either they will give you their email address, then you go through that. Then if after the duration of time you are expecting to get a feedback from them, you didn't, then that is when you come back. Either you call the office or you say what is really going on. But most times when they see that your reasons are genuine, they have no right to deny you such information. No, we know that there are some information that are top secret. Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, we definitely ask that.
Of course.
So there are information that are top secret. You understand? Informations like that, you can't just go there as a layman.
Okay.
Because what are you looking for? You are the one that know what you are digging now.
You have to be the baba,
So information now needs a strong legal backing.
Okay.
You should go there either with your lawyer. You understand? Sometimes an affidavit or a proof from the court to show that yes, this person has the right to do this. You understand? We're not talking politics, right? Quite all right. But you see, at times some people can go any length. You understand? Especially when you're aspiring for a particular position or you're seeking something. You see people, we are in the jet age now, we're in the social media age. You see yourself all flashy, off like all of a sudden somebody is digging up your past.
I said.
How?
I said.
How?
Just like in the movies.
Just like in the movie. You're not be asking yourself, how did it happen? You understand? So that is just it. Information is very, very accessible as long as you go through. First of all, get to the organization, tell them what you came for. They'll tell you, okay, this is our modus operandi. This is how you seek application. Some will tell you to even fill a form. Some just do normal analog. You understand? You fill a form. We make you feel all you ought to do. Especially, I should know reason why such establishment should deny you access to it, especially in a work. If you are carrying out a research or you are doing thesis, why won't they give you access to such information?
Wow. Okay, thank you very much, Mama. So I want to know, how realistic is this Information Act looking at the oath of secrecy? There is this same law states that we have freedom to any information, and this same law we have to take an oath not to release all information, maybe pretending regarding on the government or this thing. So how realistic is this pretending on this looking at the oath of secrecy?
Yeah, it's very, very realistic,
Okay.
Even if you go for affidavit, you see, I think they always say commissioner for oath or something.
Yeah.
So that oath there, that oath of secrecy, in a nutshell, what it's just saying is that no public office, you understand, has the right, is permitted to release a particular information without authorization. You understand? So in as much as we are saying that we have access to information, especially in every form of public establishment, every form of public organization, yet I think I said something like that initially. That's why the act is we follow the act sequentially.
Okay.
If you look online or go to read about the act and you go to the section 1 of the act with the subsections under it, you see where that you have no right to release a particular information without proper authorization. So therefore, why would you come to release an information to someone who does not follow the right channel? to seek for that information. Okay. So why wouldn't that person want to follow the right channel, and the person wants you to release the information? That is where the oath comes in power. You understand? So the oath here is telling us that you just can't release an information, or
just like that.
Especially that of a public office,
like
the government. Freedom of information, we try to make the people know, make the government transparent enough. Its actions, the threats, everything that they do.
Yeah.
So now coming to seek for a particular information that has to do with a particular government, and I'm not doing the right thing. The oath doesn't smile like that.
Okay, so are there any sanctions for refusal to release information to the public? Like, are there any sanctions?
Yes. Yes, there are some sanctions.
Okay.
You understand? There are some sanctions. As long as you've done everything you're expected to do, you went to the right channel, you applied, the application delivered was seen, and they just choose to ignore. Okay. You understand? Especially if it's matters that are in the court cases, I want to see this file. Give me the, give me the permission to have access, and it's been a lot of blockages. Okay. What for? If you have a good legal backing, you understand, you can sue the establishment or the organization. Okay. Yes, it is somewhere in the arts, in the sections there. You can sue the person, because most times it's not an individual anyway, it's an organization. Okay. You understand? It might not even be the organization, it might be that particular individual that you met that just choose not to wait till you define what is this one looking for. what are you trying to be? So why would you deny me that access? Because it is still part of our fundamental rights as a bona fide citizen of this country to have access to information that you need. Yes, as long as, so you see, many people are not privileged to be learned per se. Like, it's not as if they don't want to. One or two things stops them halfway, not to complete. Some of us that are privileged, all those school na scam kind of talk. You understand? Some of them, their parents have tried for them to go, they don't want to go. But one thing might need you to. Then you see yourself, we have public libraries, you have public sectors. Feel free and walk in there and get information. Allow the person to read or sort that information to his or her own digest. You understand? In as much as any information that you seek, you're not expected to go out. I can't just go to the National Library in Abuja now and just pick a work and leave without following due process. Even if I want to loan, there is an expected time for me to return it back. If I want to reprograph, the particular number of pages I'm expected to reprograph for what I need it for, and go. So when such access is now denied of me, then I have the backing of the art and that of the law to sue them.
Okay, wow. So I want to know, who are those people that are allowed to make information requests under the FOI? Who are those people? Are they normal people like us? Are they just maybe the public servant, or is it just the government? I mean, are they just normal people like us? Is it everyone?
Thank you. When we started this conversation, right? When I spoke about FOI, what it's all about, and also as a serving common band here in Nigeria, it come in power in the year 2011. Yes, in the year 2011, 28th April 2011. That's when this act came into power. Okay. Yes. So now it is not limited to anybody. Just like I said initially, irrespective of your gender, be you man, be you woman, be you a graduate, be you a second and O-level person, even as an illiterate. I don't believe that anybody is an illiterate anyway. Is you just choose not to imbibe yourself, or you don't want to learn. You get. So you see some people who say the poor masses, some people cannot afford to get to schools or buy those materials. That's why we say we have different kind of library. You understand? The library is a repository of knowledge. And we have we have the normal school library we see in our primary schools for the children. We have the secondary. You understand? We have the college library. We have the public library. Why is it called the public library? Because it's for everyone. So that someone that don't even have the access of entry into the four walls of the schools, you understand, can go to a public library and see some of the materials used in these same schools and seek an information and get, educated. You understand? And get enlightened and understand. So therefore, it's not only for public servants.
Yeah.
It's not limited to you as a politician. That's why I have the right to read any material on politics.
Yeah.
I have the right to read any material on whatever discipline.
Like me now, I really want to know a lot about politics, So I have
You see? You never can tell.
Yeah.
If you want to know about the governor's wife.
Okay, very much. Thank you very much, Mama.
Thank you.
Okay, so I want to know, how can one make an information request under the FOI? How can one make this information request?
Okay. Now you're asking under the FOI as a CDS group, right?
Yeah.
And now there's something we call sensitization. Part of what I'm doing here too is also sensitization.
Okay.
You understand? Because we're using the media to sensitize people out there that doesn't know what they need to know.
Yeah.
There might be some prospective core members here to come
Yeah.
that will get to know about this. Now, in Bauchi State, where we are, for example, we are Bauchi local government here. We have 34 CDS groups. Do you understand?
CDS
Yes,
groups.
we have 34, and these 34 CDS groups, they are all expected to carry out one community development, service or the other within your, what is it called? Within their space, within their habitations and the rest. A CDS group like EFCC once came to my CDS. You understand? So we used to have this inter-CDS sensitization from time to time. Now, what did EFCC came to do? They came to sensitize us on, look at, the do's and don'ts, what they're supposed to do, stuff like that, even as a serving core member. When we were privileged to go to Globe FM, Radio Nigeria, Globe FM, you understand? We sensitized the people too, using media. The only difference was that it wasn't visual like this.
Okay.
You understand? Now we see ourselves going to CDS like NEMA, NDLA, SDG. You understand? We collaborate. It's all about knowledge sharing.
Okay.
Now, in one of the speeches I had in Dance and Drama CDS group, I said, I am not in this CDS group, for example, but if I decide or I want to know more about
this
CDS, I can't just be asking some kind of random members because they will only tell me what they know.
Yeah.
But if I flow the right channel, through whosoever it is, until it gets to the president, you understand, then their schedule officer, definitely what I'm looking for or the information I'm looking, at least 70% of it will be granted to me. The same is applicable, it's vice versa. If you're coming to freedom of information. You're not in freedom of information, but you are seeking for informations that are under this FOI.
Yeah.
Definitely, as long as you follow the right channels and it gets to the right authority. Here in Bauchi State, Freedom of Information, we liaise and we visit a Ministry of Information from time to time. We go there, get, from the commissioner and the rest. So it's just an open platform.
Wow.
And nobody is restricted to any kind of information.
Well, thank you, Mama. So how can this be beneficial to the Nigerians?
Just like as the motto said, your right to know.
Your right to know.
Your right to know. There is no limitation. Your right to know. As long as you seek and you desire and you follow the due process, it is your right to know and have access to that information.
Wow, thank you very much, Mama. It is your right to know everything, to know about more about any information you want to know. Thank you very much for joining us today on the show. And I wish maybe invite you next time you have our time.
Definitely, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
And here we've come to the end of the program for today. Thank you very much, viewers, for joining us today on the show. We meet next week for another fresh episode of the program, Couples Perspective. I still remain your presenter, Umo Blessing.